Hey, I'm Mr. Parka, and you're watching Mr. Tony the Dead.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Mr. Tony of the Dead here, and I have a few movie reviews for everybody out there. And the first one I'm going to be looking at today is Yakuza Law. This is from Arrow Video USA, and it's directed by Teruo Ishii. The movie is actually three different stories going on about the Yakuza and the laws that they have, and it's set in three different time periods of the Yakuza. And the first time period is the Edo period. I'm probably not saying any of this stuff right, but it's the Edo period, and it shows what happens when you break the rules in the first one, which was don't steal from them and don't fool around basically with unmarried woman. You know, don't screw with another man's wife. And you see what happens there. And then the second one is the Meiji period, I believe. And they're like, it's, you know, it's another time. I don't know how many, it doesn't say how many years are passed or anything, but the first one you could tell it's like really old because of the haircuts and that. The second one, it's kind of a little the same, but they're cockier, you know. They still have samurai swords and that, but well, they still have swords and that, but it's just a little more modern, but not like modern nowadays. And then they break rules in that, and you see what happens. And in the third one, it's more modern at the time in the 60s of the Yakuza, and you see what happens there when you break the rules, which was don't give away their secrets and, you know, stuff like that. And you see what the punishments, that some of the punishments that they did in that. And I'll tell you what, it's very brutal. Even in the very beginning, in the opening scenes, the credits, they show like different torture things that they do to people, and you know, it's very brutal. It's because of Blu-ray, it's cleaned up obviously, and you can see some of the stuff that's fake. You could tell like maybe there was fire in front of them, there was a plate of glass in front of them, you could kind of see the reflection a little bit, but it doesn't take away from the fact that like this happened, these kind of things happened, and it's just like very brutal, the things that happen to these people, and like even the you know, the whole like technique, like cutting off their fingers, you know, if they stole, and like cutting off the finger, and one guy they took out his eye, and then the other guy said he'll give his eye for it, and then he took his own eye out. The blood was magnificent. Absolutely magnificent blood in this. Over-exaggerated blood, that nice, awesome red, like paint blood that looks so awesome. I'm not usually a huge fan of these movies. Some of them surprise me. When it's more of a modern times, you know, Japanese type of movie, I kind of drift off here and there. Like, it doesn't really do a lot for me sometimes, but these are a little more, you know, especially the fighting. I'm a little more into it. Even the modern time one on here in the 60s, it was a good story to follow, because there's a lot of backstabbing in it and everything, and there was like one guy in it that was like this, like he was a good shot, you know, because they didn't have swords or anything. Then they had like some knives, but and then turned into swords, or I mean, they had guns and that, so it was more like a mob kind of thing. And it was like how that ended was really cool. It was a pleasant surprise. Very good movie. I really enjoyed this movie, Yakuza Law, and this is just like one of them, of the many ones that the director did. I'm not going to say his name again because I know I butchered that in the beginning, but this is just one of many that he's done, and you know, this was fantastic. I really was pleasantly surprised at this. Enjoyed it, and it was not boring in one bit. You have to read it, which of course, you know, well, you don't have to read it actually. You can read it, or you have the choice of reading it, or you have the overdubbing with the American voice, and that's what I chose. I chose to listen to them because sometimes I'd rather do that than have to read. If it's forced, you know, forced that I have to read it, that's different. But if I have the choice where I don't have to, I'd rather just watch it because I think it sometimes takes away from the movie. But yeah, definitely pleasantly surprised that I enjoyed this so much. It was really cool. There was one where this girl was sleeping with the enemy, and she was like the Yakuza's like girlfriend or whatever. They put her and the guy in this like box, filled it with cement while they're alive, and they see them filling up, and they're like crying, oh, you know. And the next scene, they're on a boat, and there's this big cement block, and they just dump the cement block in the ocean. And then I was just saying, it's like, wow, there's two people in that. There's like a car crushing with the guy inside of it. It's just like, it's so crazy. It was awesome. Some of the makeup, like in the beginning with the guys, with they have, I don't know, it's what that's called or anything, with like the hairstyles where it's like shaved on the sides and they have it back in like a band or something. I don't know what that's called, but you could see the makeup on the side of their face, probably because it's cleaned up so much. But that doesn't bother you. Like it's just a quick thing I noticed. It doesn't bother you too much. It does look a little fake, the hair, but you know, what are you gonna do? But yeah, it was definitely a good watch. And now I'll show you what's inside here. And here you have some artwork here. This is from Jacob Phillips. I like that artwork. I like it a lot. I also do like the original poster art as well. I think either one works. I like that font. I think that looks cool, and they have the same font on the side, just in white. Not a ton of special edition contents, but that's okay. But if you want to check out what's on here, you can pause it now and do so. Also, you get a Blu-ray, which is Region A, and you get a booklet. And here, like I said, is the booklet, and inside you have normal stuff, table of contents, some pretty cool pictures, some gross pictures, and then it's just like a story explaining about the Yakuza and the different periods and that, about the transfer, production credits, and there's the back. So yeah, thumbs up for me on this one. 96 minutes long, looks good, pleasant surprise, definitely enjoyed it, and I think a lot of people will too. So that's Yakuza Law. Alright, moving on. Next up I have is The Grand Duel, and this is from Arrow Video USA, and it's directed by Giancarlo Santi. This movie is about this ex-sheriff named Clayton who is helping out this fugitive on the run named Philip, who is wrongfully accused of murder, and he is being wrongfully accused of murdering one of like the main people in town, one of the patriarchs of the town, and he's just helping him, you know, to get along and try to find out who the actual killer is. And along the way they have to try and get away from bounty hunters on their way into this town in Jefferson, and waiting in Jefferson are also these Saxon brothers who are trying to get Philip, and they're trying to hang him. The movie came out in 1972, and this is another spaghetti western I haven't ever seen before. I have seen this guy before, Lee Van Cleef. I've seen him in things before. And, you know, he's a likable character. He's very mysterious. And Philip is also a likable character as well. The Saxon brothers, which I've heard that name before, and I can't think of where the hell I've heard of it before. But they are the most, like, they just look like villains. There's no other way they could not be a villain. The whole family just looks evil. And they played the perfect villains in this movie. The movie itself, I'll be honest, I thought it was okay. I've seen better spaghetti westerns. The shootouts were pretty good. Nothing over the top. You know, like I said, they're likable characters, but it wasn't like amazing. I kind of drifted off here and there. Like it didn't keep my attention the full amount of time that was on, which it was. You know, it's 94 minutes. You know, good time. It looked nice and sounded nice, and you know, it's a decent story. Just, I don't know, it just wasn't grabbing me for some reason. But I don't feel like I wasted my time watching it. But I didn't mind it. It was okay. Probably wouldn't watch it again, to be honest. You know, but I saw it, and that's fine with me. And the whole thing in the movie is who killed this patriarch? Who was the person who did it? Was it Philip? Who was it? Who was the main killer? Who did it? And it's pretty obvious who the killer is going to end up being at the end. I'm not going to say who it is, but like, you know who it is. Like from the second they like show the outline of the person, it's pretty obvious. I don't know if that's because it's cleaned up or if it's just like, who else would it be? But it's pretty obvious, at least to me. Or maybe I've just seen too many of these type of movies where it's like, it's pretty guessable, or maybe I got lucky, but it's pretty obvious, and I'm sure everybody's going to guess on who it was. But yeah, so that's my take of this. And here's the front cover here with newly commissioned artwork by Matt Griffin. It's not bad. I like that artwork. You know, cool looking brown. That brown always reminds me of like the western looking type of covers like that. And then you have this spine here, cool looking font and everything. Same font on this side. And then you have this artwork here. And it's very white, you know, obviously. And it's not a bad artwork. But I think if I was going to pick one, I'd probably go with the newer one, honestly. I think this one looks more like a, you know, matches the movie, more spaghetti western like. And as you can see here on the special edition, there are a ton of special edition contents. So if you want to pause it now and check them all out, you can do so. And then here we have a Blu-ray, which is Region A, and we also have a booklet. And like I said, here's the booklet. Decent sized booklet, you know, pretty thick. Here you have the contents and that. I love that color. I don't know, again, it matches this very well. Cast and crew, bunch of pictures, you know, stuff about the movie, production credits, special thanks about the restoration, and there is the back. So yeah, to me the movie was just okay. Don't care if I see it again. Glad I saw it once though. The ending though, to me, honestly, was kind of eh. You know, it kind of was kind of not too much of a big triumphant ending. So maybe that's another reason. But you know, again, I saw it. I'm glad I saw it, and that's that. So that's my take on the Grand Duel. Alright, next up I have from Epic Pictures. This is REDCON 1. This is from Chee, Cheung, I can't even say it. Chee, Keong, Cheung film. It's a Chee, Keong, Cheung film. I'm not saying that name ever again. It's from that guy on there. And this is number 15 from Dread Central. And what this movie is about, it's a zombie movie where this virus, you know, obviously takes over, and this group of army guys, you know, this, you know, battalion or whatever, gets sent in, and they go and find this scientist who hopefully has the cure to this. So they get sent in to go and find him. It's basically a rescue mission, and along the way they run along, you know, they come along across like other people and other things that happen that kind of add to the story. Movie came out in 2019. It's 118 minutes long. I don't know if it's just me, and I know my name is Mr. Tony the Dead on here, but I'm kind of burnt out a little bit on zombie movies. No matter how new they try to be, I'm a little burnt out on it. And I gave this one a chance, and it wasn't that it was a bad movie. It looked really cool. There wasn't really any hateable characters, but I didn't really have time to really like them either. Even the main guy in it, I think it was a sergeant. I don't want to say that wrong. I don't want anybody to get me, you know, by the throat and be like, he was a corporal or something. But, like, he was probably the most likable one. But it's almost like as if this, like, turns into two separate stories after a while, too. But, again, like, I didn't find anybody that likable. It was cool that some of the backgrounds of the actors were, like, MMA or, you know, stuntmen or women and wrestlers. You know, that was pretty cool. But I don't know. And there were fast zombies, which is more terrifying, obviously, than slow ones. But I don't know. I think I'm just a little burnt out at the moment with zombies. And I don't know. Again, the movie did look really good, and it sounded good. But I guess, I don't know, there's just something about it that didn't, like, draw me in. I wouldn't say don't see it, because I don't think it was a bad movie. Just for me, I probably wouldn't watch it again. And the ending, I will say the ending was very touching. Like, it was, I don't know if it was because of what's happening or because I watched the whole thing, but I think the music they played was perfect for what was going on, and it just kind of got to you. And they also slow-moed it, and that kind of like got to me. It like I didn't cry, but like I was like very sad. But you know, so that was cool too. So I don't know. I can't say I love this movie. I know I can't. I know I didn't love this movie. I didn't hate it, you know, I'm glad I'm almost glad I'm almost glad to see every movie that I see. But, you know, and this is one of them. Some movies I wish I never did see, and I'm fine with seeing this one, but I probably won't ever see this one again. And but you know, I think everybody did a good job in it. They had to do like special training to actually look like, you know, they were actually, you know, in the military and, you know, walking with the group and all that, and fighting and that. So that's cool. I always appreciate that when people, no matter how low budget, when they actually take the time out to get training on that. That's cool. You know, that's, you know, they want to do the best they can for the movie. And, you know, I respect all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I guess maybe it's just because I'm, like I said, burnt out on zombies. But I don't want to say I don't recommend this, but I don't really think you'd be missing a lot if you don't. You know, I hate to say that. I hate to say that about anything, but it wouldn't hurt you to see it. Let's just say that. So it's really up to you. But you know, yeah, that's REDCON 1. Now I'll show you the inside. And here's a closer look of the cover here, REDCON 1. Pretty neat, you know. Nothing too fancy. And there's some special features on there if you want to take a look at them. And the inside here, you just have a Blu-ray. And, you know, I like the Biohazard, you know, symbol. I always like that. But it's region free, so that's cool. You can watch this no matter where you are, so that's cool. And, you know, that's what that looks like. So yeah, REDCON 1, nothing particularly wrong with the movie. I'm just really burnt out on zombies. It's not really something I haven't ever seen before. Everybody did a decent job. Not a lot of likable characters because you don't really get a ton of time to, you know, for character development. So, you know, take it or leave it. I probably won't watch it again. So that's REDCON 1. And just like that, it's hours later. And you would have never known probably if I didn't tell you. But who knows. But yeah, it's hours later. And here's another movie for you. And this is Countrycide. And this is from Wild Eye Releasing. And it's written and directed by Brett Kelly. And this is about this young couple who's going across the country to a wedding. And what happens is they stop and they camp out for the night in the woods. And something happens where her boyfriend goes off and he never comes back, and then she goes and walks around to try to find him, and she ends up stepping in a bear trap. And luckily she gets some help, but it's probably some help that she probably didn't want in the first place. Movie actually came out in 2017, but released this year, 2019, and it's about 70 minutes long, so it's not too long. It's a short watch. Not too bad of a movie. It's okay, nothing great. The main actress, Robin Hodge, she did a pretty decent job, and everybody else did a pretty good job in the movie, I guess, like with their acting wise, but dialogue, I don't know, I can't really tell if they did a great job, because pretty much the whole movie is like overdubbed, and that drove me crazy because it's like so obvious that it's overdubbed. I don't do that a lot, but it was so obvious, and some of it didn't match up, and that was probably the one thing about the movie that I couldn't stand. Like that, and then after a while you just got used to it, but every here and there you'd still notice it. But it's really overly overdubbed, and that really, like I said, got to me. The story, it's a decent story, and it's a short watch. It's kind of like along the lines of I Spit on Your Grave, but no rape. But yeah, really not much to say about this, to be honest. Like I said, the overdubbing was atrocious. Video-wise, I mean, like, you know, picture quality-wise, it wasn't bad. It looked good. Sound-wise, but you know, I could say you could probably see this one if you want, if you want to put something in quick. But it's a quick watch. Like I said, 70 minutes, so it goes by pretty quick. It has a, like I said, Spit on Your Grave type of vibe to it, without the rape. But I probably won't ever watch this again. So take it as you want from, you know, take it how you want from me. But you know, am I glad I saw it? I guess, you know, I'm always glad to see a movie, but you know, now I know that I probably wouldn't watch it again. So that's all I gotta say about Countryside. Next up here we have from Mill Creek Entertainment is Malibu Express, and this is written and directed by Andy Sidaris. And this is about this private eye named Cody who was born into a wealthy family, and he gets hired to investigate into this family, and there's murder and intrigue and all that stuff, and discovers that somebody is selling secrets to the Russians. This computer company, somebody in the company is selling secrets to the Russians, and he's trying to find out who did this, while inside there's all these other little things going on, these little backstabbings going on. So he's just trying to figure all this out while trying to keep all the women off of him. Movie came out in 1975, and it's about an hour and 45 minutes. I know I just reviewed another movie from Andy Sidaris, and I definitely liked that one more. Hard Ticket to Hawaii I reviewed, and that one I liked way more than this one. This one felt like I was watching a porno without all the sex. There was like the leading up to the sex, but then that was it. There was sex in this movie. There was a lot of nudity, female nudity, no male nudity, but there was a lot of nakedness running around, but no penetration. Let's put it that way. And the movie wasn't bad. It just I guess because I watched Hard Ticket to Hawaii, and I enjoyed that. It was cheesy and fun in that, and I just kind of expected this, and it was just like it was cheesy. There was a lot of there was this kind of inbred family in it. They didn't say they're inbred, but you could tell, and it was just kind of takes you out of the element of the movie. It was just really weird. It was comical, but it was trying to be serious, and I mean it wasn't a bad movie, but compared to Hard Ticket to Hawaii, and I just watched that, this one's way I'd rather watch that one, Hard Ticket to Hawaii, 100 times more than this one. But the guy Cody, I guess he's likable, but he's kind of an idiot at the same time. He's charming, but he thinks he's this great private eye, but he's really not. He can't shoot anything. He can't hit a moving target. I don't know why he got hired, really. I guess it's just because of his looks and that, but I don't know. The family that he's investigating is one of those typical everybody has a secret type of families, and the main butler in it was he's gonna blackmail them all. He had something on them all, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad movie. I'm glad I saw it. Sound quality, I thought it was good. Captions, I had captions on, they were fine. And this says it's first time on Blu-ray, and it's 4K widescreen restoration. I don't really think the picture looked that great, to be honest. I felt like I was watching a Blu-ray copy that somebody just put the VHS onto it and didn't really restore anything. I've never actually seen the VHS, but I've seen enough VHS tapes, watched enough to know that, what it looks like. And that's what I kind of felt like I was watching. I was watching a VHS tape on a Blu-ray, if that makes any sense. It didn't really seem like it was cleaned up too much. There was a lot of grittiness to it and that. And if you like that, that's fine, but I say if you have the VHS or the DVD or whatever, there's really no reason to upgrade to a Blu-ray. But if you want to get all the Blu-rays, because they're coming out now from Mill Creek, Savage Beach is coming out, Picasso Triggers next two to come out. Those two are the next two to come out. If you want to get, continue to get them on Blu-ray, you can. Plus the VHS tapes can be pricey. The DVDs, not so much. But if you want to get the Blu-rays, you can. I mean, they're pretty damn cheap. Plus, these have some bonus features on them. So there's that. Also, you got Sybil Danny in this, who looks amazing. And there's a lot of Playboy models in this. Like I said, there's a lot of nudity. A lot of Playboy models from the 80s. So that's another reason to want to see this movie and get the movie. Especially the one race car driver in here. I believe it was Linda Wisemeyer. And she played, I can't remember her first name, but her last name was Knockers with an H. And she lived up to her last name, and she was gorgeous, gorgeous woman. And I always like to look up on IMDb like what people look like nowadays, or what they've been in, since that and that. And she's done things, but she's dead. I didn't know she passed away. She, like 2012, I believe it was. And it says, this is based off the internet. I don't know how true it is and that, but she had a brain tumor. And I thought, well, she died she pretty young. She was like 49, I think, when she died. And that's a shame, because she was a very likable person to see on the screen. Very smiling and gorgeous, and fun to see on the screen. I don't know. It's just shocking when I see that. It's like you are watching a movie, someone so young and vibrant, and then you look it up and it's like she's dead or he's dead. It's just crazy. Or you find out they just died. It's like, oh, because then you think, maybe I would meet them one day at a convention. It's like, no, never get to meet this person. But enough being sad and all that. But yeah, I'll show you what the inside of this looks like. And here you have the front here, and I believe this is the original poster. In fact, this is the poster that was on the wall in Hard Ticket to Hawaii. So here you have this here, and then you have the side, the spine with that. I like that. And you got the back here, and there's some special features. If you want to pause it now and check them out, you can. Also, you get the Blu-ray in here, no DVD, but the Blu-ray is Region A, and as you can see, it has the original artwork on it. And like I said, you do get a digital code in here, which I do have yet, but you can't use it on Vudu or anything like that, at least not right now. You can only watch it on their website, and you just sign up for an account on there, put the code in, you can watch it. But you can watch it on, like, on your TV, your smartphone, wherever, those kind of places like that. So, would I say this is worth picking up? If you want the VHS and you can't find it and it's too pricey for you, I'd say pick this one up, because it's pretty much the same quality and it's way cheaper. So Malibu Express, yeah, I'm glad I saw it. It was a fun time, but definitely not my favorite Andy Sidaris movie so far. But I have a lot more to watch, so who knows? Maybe this will be in the top 5. So we'll go from there. But yeah, so Malibu Express. And last but certainly not least, we have here The Ranger, and this is on VHS. This is a special edition one, the pre-order copy I got from Lunch Meat magazine, and this is originally from Glass Eye Pix and Hood River Entertainment. Also, right now you can, and that glare is horrible, I'm very sorry. Right now you could watch this on Shudder. It's a Shudder exclusive. And I pre-ordered this before I seen the movie. I just thought it would look really cool. But what this is about, it's about these punks who are in this club, and a bunch of police break in, and on their way out, they're still taking their drugs and everything. And on their way out, one of the punks stab one of the police officers. So they're like on the run, and then the one girl right here, Chelsea, she has a cabin in the woods that belongs to her. It was her uncle's. So they decide they're going to go out in the woods and they're going to hide up there. And while they're up there, they fall under the watchful eye of the local park ranger, who has a secret that he's been holding about Chelsea's past. Movie actually came out in 2018, but it was in like a bunch of festivals and stuff like that. And now it came out in 2019 on Shudder, and obviously from Lunch Meat. Lunch Meat put this out. I'll tell you what, this edition is beautiful. I love these clamshells like that, but enough about that for right now. But the movie wasn't bad. It was 80 minutes long, and it seemed shorter, which is weird. It seemed even shorter when watching the movie, because I usually expect a movie to be about an hour and a half. I might kind of say like, wow, a 2-hour runtime, and for some reason people feel the need to comment on that, like, oh, you watch movies and your complaint is about a 2-hour runtime, but I just in my head I think 2 hours, this better be good, kind of thing. So when I didn't even know, look on the back and see it was 80 minutes. I see the timer going, because on the VCR, and it was like 1 hour and 10 minutes or whatever, and I was like, oh wow, or it was over and it was only a little over an hour, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't expect it to be that short, of a movie. And it was a full movie. It felt like a full movie. It's gonna sound weird. It felt like it was a full movie, but yet I still wanted more, and it kind of went fast. I don't know. I think maybe a little more could have been added to it. Things went a little quick, but I think the story wasn't bad. I always like to see like a crazy, whatever person of authority, like a ranger. I mean, you have the woods. Like, there's a lot to work with there. Like, you have this whole area in the woods, and this ranger, he kind of looked like, and I don't know the guy's name. He kind of looked like the guy who played the Tick. He kind of looked like him, the original Tick, not the newer one on Hulu or whatever, but or Amazon or something. He kind of looks like him, and he has like a smiling face, but yet he could be evil at the same time. And this whole secret he has with Chelsea, obviously has this thing for her, or he like looks at her as a daughter. It doesn't really establish that he has a thing for her, but there's definitely something obvious there. And being that it was like at such a young age when she was a little girl, it's a little pedophile-ish. They don't go into that at all. So if you're like, I'm not going to watch that because it's a pedophile, it doesn't go into that. The guy just has a special place in his heart for this girl. And just so happens she comes back to the woods years later, grown up and with pink hair. But it's kind of like a punk neo horror kind of movie. I really, it's weird to describe, but there's a lot of punk music in this. A lot of going on. The punks in the movie, they're very, very disrespectful. I don't feel bad for them at all, for anything that happens to them. I mean, I don't think they deserve to die, but they're very, very disrespectful. They're disrespectful to her, that this is like her house. They start spray painting the trees. They have loud music, which is loud music in the woods is whatever, but they're partying. They're just leaving trash everywhere. It's like, and right away, I mean, they don't like the cops, but right away with the cops, they are totally disrespectful. So it's like, if they were just nice, he might have kind of let them go, but they were just assholes to him. Then of course they put a target on their backs, so it's really their own fault, Plus Chelsea going with them, it doesn't help. He's like, follow them, but I don't know. They weren't being very respectful. There was definitely something wrong with the ranger in his head, with especially how it ends. It does end a little weird, I get it, but I think there needs to be a sequel. Movie had some pretty cool kills in it, though. I did enjoy the kills. I liked the scenery. I liked everybody in it. I think they did a good job. Again, I'm not supposed to like those teenagers, I guess maybe you're supposed to feel bad for them after, but I didn't. But I did think everybody did a good job in this. I do like the ranger. I think he was pretty sadistic and cool. What happens at the end, I think, was a little untriumphant, if that's what I'm trying to say. A little I can't think of the word, but it wasn't. I think it could have been a better ending. But overall, it has a pretty cool creepiness to it, and honestly, I think because it's on VHS, it had more of a creepiness to it. Now, I know when you watch the trailer, it's like clear, it's like, not VHS quality, and they formatted this obviously for the VHS to make it look a little grittier and that, and it's cool. And that's how I first see this movie like that. So I never actually seen it clean, you know. So I thought it was really cool to see it on VHS like this. Now, I don't know if me seeing it clean would have made it like a totally different experience. And I say clean by I mean it's all, you know, better quality. You know, that's what I mean by that. I don't know if it would have been a different experience or not, or maybe I would see things I shouldn't see, or, you know, maybe it'd be a little too cleaned up. I don't know, something like that. But I think VHS, it looked awesome. It looked awesome, you know. But there was just something about the movie. I felt like something was missing, and I don't know what it is. Sorry for that glare. I wasn't looking. It just felt like something was missing, or something was rushed. I don't know. Like maybe I just don't know what it was. But all in all, I liked the movie. I thought it was pretty decent. I'd watch it again. It's always cool to see these kind of movies. You know, anything with the Woods, an authority figure, you know, who they're supposed to, you know, they think is going to protect them, and then they just don't. You know, they have other things in mind. So it's pretty cool. Plus, like it says, it's like each year millions visit our national parks. Not everyone gets to leave. You know, that's the truth. Like, you know, you never know. You get lost. Like, it's scary to get lost in the woods. I've never been lost in the woods before, but I don't want to be. I know that. And I'm not going to go in the woods if I don't know. You know, so at least I'm not going to go deep into the woods. That's just me. But yeah, I'll show you a little more about this. Now, this is going to be hella glary. Hella glary. But I don't know who did the artwork, but it's pretty cool. I like this. It's very dark in here. It's dark but bright. Makes no sense. The Ranger here, VHS. You got really cool on the side. Yeah. And you got the back here. There's no special features on here. Sometimes they have them on the VHS at the end of the movie. There'll be some special features, but there's nothing. And the inside here, you get, I don't know if you get this with every copy, but with this, they got some stickers. I'd rather be tape hunting, which is a pretty cool sticker. Video Vortex, Rewind Your Mind. That's pretty cool. I never saw that sticker before. You got a postcard here, lunch meat. They sell some things, clothes and other things like that. They have a magazine, lunch meat magazine. Another sticker, a Goblin House, I don't know. All things spooky. And of course, I've seen these a lot. You know, VHS is happiness. That's pretty cool. Getting my son, my 5-year-old, to say that. Like, he'll come on the screen and I'll go, "What's that say?" He'll say, "VHS is happiness." So I'm teaching him. It's cute. It's real cute. And then you know, you got another sticker in here. They loaded it up inside here. You got this VHS-tival Rewind Your Mind, which is I believe at the Alamo Draft House. And there's another postcard, VHS is happiness, and it has shutter on the back. And it looks like a VHS. So that's pretty cool. And then of course on the inside you have the tape. It's a cool red tape. You know, I like that. And I did rewind it, obviously. I was kind. And then you got that on the spine. And it looks really cool. Even on the side here, and I didn't notice this until now, which is cool. You got a little, like that little silver sticker on there, and it has lunch meat on it. Keep cult flicks alive, rewind or die. Warning, this is a protective label. And then if, you know, it has lunchmeatvhs.com, and then about removing it and tampering it, you know, that's pretty cool. I didn't notice that until right now. Those are a pain in the ass if you're ever going to clean a tape and you have to get those off. But because it just sucks, because then you get those little weird sticker stuck to your tape things. But you know, people find ways. But yeah, so that's what the tape looks like. That's the inside. Nice clamshell. Very cool addition. So yeah, that's the VHS here. Like I said, I didn't actually watch it, but if you have Shudder, you can watch it on Shudder right now. I guess not really for free because you're paying for Shudder, but it's on there. You can check it out. This is sold out, but there is supposed to be a second run in the talks. So as soon as that's up for sale, if you're interested in it, go ahead and you know, check it out and purchase it. You know, I get nothing for that. I'm just letting everybody know. But I'm glad I saw this. I thought it was worth a watch. I'd definitely watch it again, and it was a fun time. But like I said, I just felt like something was missing. and I don't know what, but I enjoyed it. So yeah, that's the Ranger. Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and follow me on any one of the social media links in the description box below. If you're interested in any of these movies, I'll put links below for those as well. Also, I'll put trailers below, but like I always say, proceed with caution. There may be spoilers. Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.